In response to shifting trends in consumer preference, now think about this for a second, new games will be released on PlayStation Store and at retailers in digital formats only. Let's break that down a little bit. That's just look at that. In response to shifting trends. Now, at this part right here, okay, we already understand this part. But this is basically what they're saying. This is a natural direction for Sony Interactive Entertainment to adapt to consumer trends. What is going on, you guys? Your boy Famous Kid Video Game Entertainment. And before we go any further, make sure you hit the like, subscribe button. Click like, subscribing. It's always a big help. Okay, at first I was like, you know, I mean, this been going all across my feed, and at first I was just like, you know what, they basically been trying to push this mess already. Okay, so at the same time, it was already coming. Now, no way, shape, or form I am going to take up for them. No, because as a person, as a collector of physical games, I am like, yeah, this is not good. This is not good. But just to think of some of these people that goes for digital only stuff, like my nephew, I love my nephew. He has a PlayStation disc only. I mean, discless, whatever you want to call it, digital. And I know other people that has consoles without the disc, and yeah, and that's where all their games is and stuff like that. I'm a person. Okay, let's put it like this: it was already in secret that they was just basically pushing this stuff anyway. Think about this for a second. When the PlayStation 5 Pro came out, and I got the PlayStation 5 Pro, it already was basically having a digital. It comes directly digital, but you have the attachment, which I bought, and I have a video on the channel of me setting it up, because I changed out the plates, because I'm a big fan of the anniversary edition of the PlayStation, and I just couldn't get that particular one, so I just in all of the words, I end up just doing one myself. They already had it to where it was an option to have the digital, you know what I'm saying, to have the digital, and then you have the option to have the physical. That's what I'm trying to say. This was already in the works. The Xbox Series S, they was already trying to push this digital thing going on. Look at the Xbox, they was trying to come out with fully digital. How you gonna come out with a Series X and then have just only like just a digital Series X? I mean, like, it's just, I mean, I just don't get it. You guys explain to me in the comments. Just this part right here, when I'm looking at it, I just felt that the fact is this was a push. Okay, so now, and at the same time, there was double things that was happening, and they're closing out the old stores of the Vita and I guess the PS3 and stuff like that. This has already just been going on. But I just wanted to say this: is we really gonna be paying $70 or probably higher for games that's digital? Now, we can always battle the part of what's going on with Steam. Okay, we can battle with that. But what Steam pushes out in a lot of ways, they always push out deals. And if you even notice, some of their games, before they even release it, sometimes they'll give you a discount if you order the game, if you get the game early on digital on Steam sometimes. But at the same time, they throw out massive amounts of deals, crazy stuff. And at the same time, usually when the game comes, usually it's been going on for years with Steam when it comes down to it. Why would they want to try to push to something like this when you have to understand a fan base of people that grew up with the PlayStation? They grew up buying those games, and then you're trying to push for a trend of just digital games. It's just these are just my opinions. I'm not, I'm not saying I know everything. You guys probably know better than me. I just feel that the fact is that thinking about this for a second, and I'm a type of person, I just like I said, I love physical media. Okay, I already said that before. In some cases, if you think about it, even starting with the PS4, when you pop that disc in, some of the information was coming from online to complete the download, or or just basically the installation part of it. It was already pushing. It was already in secret pushing the stuff. It's just, you know, I come from an era where I love to open up a disc. They had a little bit of information. They had ads. Some people gonna call me old. Okay, of course I am older. So of course, all right. But there are young people out there who love physical media. They're starting to get into the nostalgic. They're starting to do that collection. They're buying those handhelds, but they're also collecting those old school consoles. They're grabbing that stuff. They're getting out there, getting the 360s. They're buying a PS3. They is getting those, and they're enjoying it, because the fact is they're discovering from the handhelds that comes out. I talk about a lot of tech when it comes down to these handhelds. I talk about different things when it comes down to setups and stuff like that, and even going back to doing fully unlocking, backing up your games. And even you want to say, oh yeah, but you're already backing up your games, it's already digital anyway. But at the same time, to me, I don't know, I just feel like that's just a different thing. Even though I can back up my game to my console, like prime example, I with the Xbox, if I back up my game to my Xbox 360, I still have that physical game. It's still good. If something happens to where my Xbox just like it breaks down, it doesn't work, and I had to get another Xbox, I can go ahead and redo everything and then back up my game again, and everything's good. Okay, yeah. But even though the fact is, we could say again that if something happens to the Xbox itself, but what if something happens to the hard drive itself where you have your game stored on it? By you having that physical media, you can still back it up to a new hard drive and you're all good at that point in time. That's just my opinion. Some people probably think different. Now, let's go to the PlayStation stores when it comes down to stuff, certain things like that. I have bought plenty of games. I talked about this a long time ago. I have bought plenty of games on the PS3, the Wii U, Nintendo, whatever you want to call it, Xbox. I have bought plenty of games, and when they close down their stores, I am not able to get my games back. Now, you could say, well, if you go on the PS3, you can go get your games, this, that, and the third. But what if I want to go ahead and get all my old games on the PS5? I cannot do that. I cannot get my PS3 games on my PS5. There's certain games that I cannot get that I paid for that was on PS3. I can't get them on PS5. Try it. you can't do it. There are certain games that I had. Okay, let's put it this way. On Nintendo has it. When they had their store, there's certain games I bought that was for TurboGrafx 16. Look at that. TurboGrafx 16 that was on the Wii store that I cannot get back on this one, on the Nintendo Switch. I had Zelda, even though the fact is that they have the Nintendo Switch Online and stuff like that. But what if I want to get my old game that I originally had that I bought on the Nintendo shop back in the day? Streaming can only do so much when you have when at the same time with like PS3 stuff like that. I think that they should have, I don't know. I mean, I just feel like the fact is, yes, this is going to be over time. This is going to happen in a couple years, or this is that and the third. But that impact is really heavy for a lot of us. And I'm really just mourning over that situation. And this is crazy. And just like it is, nostalgia just got to come back once again. And I did the same thing, because I was just, when I said to myself, I was like, okay, I'm done with the whole Xbox Game Pass thing. There was a lot of things that was changing. The price was going up at that point in time. It was fluctuating like crazy. And I said, look, I'm just going to go back to the 360. And I did just that. You can check out the channel. I did just that. It's the same thing. I said, I'm just going to go back to the PS3. And now with this, okay, all right, I guess we're just gonna go back to the PS4. We're gonna go back to the PS3, because what can we do? Now, I'm gonna say this though, you ain't gonna escape these people from getting the PS6, because they're gonna still jump on it. People that says that they're not, all these big companies has to do is give these consoles or send these consoles to powerful people, and we're gonna buy it. We're gonna jump on it because it's gonna be the next thing. Everything that we say right now, everything's gonna change when they start showing off the system. They're going to do a state of play, and then they're going to show off the system, and then people's going to complain, but at the same time, they're going to give it to powerful people. I'm just keeping it real. They're going to give it to powerful people that have some big influences, and we're going to drop right up in there. Some of us is going to be like, you know what? No, I'm done. We ain't going to touch it. Then others we're going to walk right in and grab it. And I see, and I don't want to say anything because I know myself, I'll see it and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh snap, they have this game on here, they have that game on here, and then I might just jump up in there. So hopefully that we all strong enough to say, hey, we're not going to touch this PS6. Hopefully we all can say that. I mean, and then hopefully they might, right at the last end, it's just like politics, right at the last end, somebody comes in and swoop in and says, we're not going to take away physical media, and then everybody just cheers and it just swarms up with a bunch of sales for PlayStation. We know that the fact is about the RAM prices and everything else, so we hope that everything get fixed. We're hearing that there's some lawsuits going on with them, with the big companies. So at the same time, we hope that a lot of stuff will get fixed. We hope that things will come down to where that we're able to do quite a few things. But you could just tell that there's like a big shift going on. But I just feel like at the end of the day, if you're gonna do digital, yeah, that those prices gotta come down. It won't make no sense at that point now that you're paying $70 for a game that's digital and you don't completely own it. That will be insane. All right, that's just my opinions. I know fact is that you guys probably got more knowledge than I do when it comes down to it. Please let me know. It's okay to correct me in the comments because that would enlighten me, that would enlighten others, so that way we can all grow and in this knowledge of if I make mistakes of just these comments that I'm seeing. So it's understandable, you know what I'm saying, because we all have to understand everything. So it's cool. I'm not tripping. All right, you guys, and from Gamer to Gamer, thanks for watching.